it, and in many cases you can also modify it in some way and reshare it. So if you wanted to take certain pieces of different resources, remix it and share it, that's totally fine under certain licensing. So we broke it down because licensing can be, most resources use a Creative Commons license, which maybe some of you are familiar with, which is great because rather investing in a lawyer to have you walk you through creating your own copyright, Creative Commons is an easy way for you to license your own work depending on what you feel most comfortable with. So how we broke it down to make it understandable for folks is no strings attached, is basically public domain, you can access, do anything you want with it. Remix and share is, this allows you to remix it how you want and share it however you like. Share only is that you can use it in any way and share it however you want. And then read the fine print is usually some kind of specific license that somebody has come up with. It's still open, so you can use it and share it how you like, but they've decided not to use the Creative Commons license, so it's more specific to their needs. So let's just search and see what we have for educational leadership. So I searched and we got 190 results, which is it, oops.
Uh-oh. Sorry, just one.
There you go. Which is, a good number, right? But that's a lot to go through. There's, 10 pages on here. So one nice thing is we can refine our search by, you can see on the left-hand bar here, we can further refine our search to find, exactly what we're looking for. So let's say we want to cut out, certain subject areas from our search, like we're not interested in the arts and business. We're really, more interested in social sciences and humanities. So I'm getting rid of these ones. This is just, as an example. So you guys get a chance to explore your own too. And, let's say, okay, well, there's a lot of readings and simulations. Maybe that's good for what we want. And maybe we want a certain kind of license. So let's say we only want resources that we can remix because we know that we want to take these, these resources and put them into our PowerPoint and share it or something like that, or modify it and share it. So, so we'll search again within these results. And it got down a little bit. Wow. So, you can kind of play with it, and, because we're looking at kind of a broad topic, educational leadership, maybe there's another keyword that could help us, modify that, or, get more specific. Like, are we looking at, educational leadership in relation to student achievement, or, whatever it is the theme you're interested in. So, but we can just kind of take a quick look at some of the resources that came up here. So when you look at it on here, there's, the title of the resource, the subject, grade level, and what collection it comes from, and then you can see on the right-hand side, there's the different buckets, we call them, for the licensing, so you can see what kind of licensing is associated with it. And there's also the star rating, so this is something that we've added so that the users can give feedback, so you can actually give a rating and write a review about the resource. So there's a user contribution component to the site as well. And so you can just browse the resources and see what we've got here. There's quite a few from the Connections resource, which is out of Rice University, and this is a repository for different professors that are using this software connection, this site Connections, to share their courses. So different things on here. OER Africa is an OER initiative in Africa that is a very interesting project. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on in South Africa to provide, a lot of this around open accessibility is around getting, access to resources for all. So there's a lot of work in Africa to get resources for teachers that never had textbooks before and never had the possibility of accessing things like this. So lots of Connections things on here. Free trade agreement and educational leadership. I don't know if any of these are what you're looking for.
Scroll back the other way, please. I did say something that said case study go by.
Oh, yeah?
There it is.
Oh, there you go.
Educational leadership.
All right, let's check
Can't you
this
find
out.
case studies?
Yeah, actually on my computer I did the educational leadership case studies as a search, and it brought up 16 different case
Okay.
studies related to.
Should we do that? Since that's more what we're looking for? Look at you, Carmel. You're such a good fellow. Better search than I am. one that we.
You already
came
saw
up
it. It
with.
was,
So,
how did you get one? Because I got 16.
Because she still had
She was within
education.
her-
Because I'm within my.
She's a
area.
search
Yeah.
inside a search.
So we'll
So
just,
it's a nested
I'll let
search.
you guys play around in a minute, but.
That's fine, thank you. I just was trying
So,
to help,
so when you see this,
contribute,
yeah.
participate.
Yeah, no, this is great, and this is good for me, because, you know, I work a lot in the K-12 space, so this is great to see what you're interested in. So here's a description of what we have here. We can see the Creative Commons license there. We have no strings attached, we can do whatever we want with this resource, so that's kind of freeing, right? We can explore it. So when we click on the title, it actually takes us to the resource. But so here you can see this is the connection site, and there's a summary of the resource here, and there's a link here where you click on to see the case study simulations. There's also a manual that they created that you can link to here, and you know, different downloadable docs. So there's a lot of stuff on here that you can use. And one kind of cool thing that we just started is this toolbar at the top. So if you wanted to save this to your profile, you can do that. You have to be logged in, but you know, anybody can search the site. But if you want to start saving and contributing to the site, you need to create a login. So you can, you know, save it to your items. You can give it a rating. You can give it a review. You can tag it. Like, let's say that we wanted to have a St. Mary's Faculty Tech Camp tag, where we would put together all of our resources that we want to use from this camp. You could do that. And yeah, so we just launched that like last week, so it's kind of fun.
Can you also download it?
Yeah, you could tweet it. You could like it on Facebook. Yeah.
Could you, let's say you're interested in this and then she decides she wants to add this as a link to her Moodle page.
Yeah,
So she could do that?
absolutely.
Could she also copy and paste it and make it into a web page? That would,
Yeah, so this has the licensing on it that, you know, no strings attached. So you can do whatever you want with this resource. You can, you know, you can copy, you can paste it, you can download the docs and save them and put them on your Moodle or whatever. So you're free to use this in any way you want. And you know, if you wanted to remix this in some way, that's totally fine too. So you're free to explore with this.
What is the difference between the whole remix and the no strings attached? Because that almost sounds like the same thing.
Well, so remix, that's a really good question. So, and if you guys are interested in licensing, I recommend checking out the Creative Commons site. And because there's a lot of information on there, and there's a lot of different kinds of licenses that you can get, and they're actually based out of the Bay Area, so you can even go visit them. They throw great Christmas parties, if you ever. But so yeah, so if you're interested in, you know, in choosing a license or finding a license, there's information on here. So basically, you know, the difference between no strings attached and remix and share is no strings attached is you can literally do anything you want with the resource. Remix and share is specifically, it has a license that you can remix it, but you have to share it as well. So if you're going to change it in some way, you have to share it. And there may be something associated with it, like for non-commercial purposes. So you couldn't remix it and then put it in a textbook and charge people. So in the spirit of open, that's what the remix and share license is all about.
Could it just be shared in the classroom, or does it have to be
Yeah.
shared back on this site?
No, it could be shared, as long as you just continue to share it. It's kind of like, you know, the pay it forward model. So, so that's really, I guess the non-commercial piece is probably the main difference between no strings attached and remix and share, so.
Oh, so it's strings attached, you actually could use it for commercial
Yeah, you could
purposes.
use it for
Yes.
commercial purposes. You could use it for anything, you know,
Okay.
yeah. So, yeah. So, and that's, you know, the whole thing with this, you know, new type of licensing is that, you know, it really does make people feel more obliged to share because you can do it on your own terms. So if I know, okay, I want to share my fall course, but I don't want somebody to take it and put it, you know, on a website where they would charge people to access my course. I know I want to give it, you know, just a remix and share license, and I want it to be non-commercial, you know. So on here, if you want to choose your license, you know, do you want to allow commercial uses of your work? Yes or no? So, you know, I'm thinking, for me, probably no, because I like the whole, you know, pay it forward model. And do you want to allow modifications of your work? Yes, definitely, or maybe as long as they share it alike. So if you do modify it, you have to share it the way that I shared it with you, or no, so you can, determine that way. And then you can even make it more specific. But if you just want to do, simple like that, it gives you this license and you can just paste that, onto your Moodle page and share it on OER Commons or whatever. So definitely encourage you to check out Creative Commons if you're interested in.
But there's those kind of those options that allow you to choose the type of sharing or non-sharing or whatever. It's really kind of an FYI. I mean, essentially, they could, do more with it.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a police officer that's, in their, next to them on their computer that's gonna, arrest them, but.
Because how there's some technology, it actually will not allow you, you have no option to copy
Yeah.
certain things,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You really physically cannot,
Yeah,
But that one seems like you can still, it's just a little FYI that's the
yeah,
agreement or.
yeah, and in this, in this whole open space, it's, it's all about, accessibility, learning and sharing, so there's this, there's this feeling about it, so it's,
Yes.
this is for, your information, but obviously, I'm not gonna come hard on you, so, but maybe, no, I'm just kidding. So, like I said, I'm gonna give you guys a chance to check this out, but, I wanted to show just, a few more things before I let you explore, just to show you some other, options on here. So, there's an option to contribute content on here, so let's say that you have a Moodle course, or you have a class blog, or something that you want to share with this community, and we have over 50,000 users that use this site a month, so there's a lot of educators all over the world that are using this, and we're getting more and more activity in places like Asia and Africa, where they're seeing the value of accessing these resources and incorporating their classes. So it's really exciting that there's this global community really working around this. So if you want to, let's say you want to contribute something, you click on submit course related materials, and you have to be logged in. So I have a login, so I'll log in.
And anybody can just open an account.
Yeah, anybody can do that. It needs to be approved for spamming purposes because we got a little bombarded with some inappropriate advertisements.
Oh boy.
But so when you log in, you see this, and it's pretty simple to contribute your resource. Basically, you give it a title, you paste the URL pointer